This is just an awesome scene. There's something different about watching lions in the daytime and watching lions at night. They always seem to be more, I don't know about comfortable, but more at home with each other. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Virtual Safari. Just headed out on afternoon game drive. You can see I'm just leaving the boom gate there. And I think for this afternoon we're gonna stay local. We're gonna hang around the camp. The Mbiris Pride's been quite active around Ingwe, Shigamba Pan, Wild Dog Dam area. So hopefully we get lucky with them. There was also some sounds of some wild dogs not too far away. So maybe they'll also come to this area and have a drink later on. It's the only area with water in this immediate vicinity, so hopefully we get lucky with both of those, and let's head out and see what we can find. Okay, so lying down right over there is a lioness. She gets up. And I've literally barely left the lodge. I'm just outside the manor house, passing by the pan. Here's this female lioness lying down, which is incredible. I had no idea that she was here this morning, and I haven't seen any other ones, so I wonder if she's here by herself. Okay, so a couple more have actually just popped their heads up out of the grass there. It looks like there's quite a few of them here. Still very hot, and we're very early into the game drive, so might just stick around here for a little bit, move on, see what else we can find, and then come back a little bit later on and hopefully they get active. Right, well, I'm gonna leave these lions. Doesn't look like they're gonna get up to too much anytime soon, so I'm gonna go see what else we can find in the meantime, and then come back here a little bit later and potentially follow them a little bit at night if they do get active. And here we have a saddle-bill stork. Quite amazing. It's a juvenile. It's quite amazing how different it looks towards the adulthood or adult stage. It's very dull in color. Adults of course have that beautiful red and yellow bill and those bright red legs. There's a common sandpiper just foraging around. There's another one over there. They enjoy just the water's edge. You can see they're feeding downstream a little bit there. So all the insects that have landed on the water and potentially drowned, they go and get pushed to the side and they just feed on them like that. And here we have a water thickney just coming behind there. Far in the distance there we have a African jacana, which takes a very similar approach to that common sandpiper that I was just talking about. Got a very beautiful blue head and this reddy orange body. Oh, you could even see that saddle-billed stork had its eyes closed there for a brief moment. It looked like it was actually sleeping. There it goes again. Just came around the corner a little bit just to get a different angle on the one we had seen, and here's another juvenile saddle-billed stork. I do remember seeing two around Main Dam, so these could potentially be the same ones. This one seems to be a little bit more active. I'm gonna keep heading towards Wild Dog Dam, see if there's any animals hanging around there. There's 3-banded plover here. Getting a nice refreshing little bath with his feet in the water there. I'm sure they've been bathing all day. And here, chasing one of those common sandpipers around. But I see this other saddle-billed stork has just come out. Looks quite awesome with them both feeding together. Here we have both of them in the frame now. And if you don't know what the adult plumage looks like of the saddle-billed stork, if you go and Google it, you'll be amazed how completely different they look. They look a lot more vibrant than these ones. These are still young saddle-billed storks, and then eventually, as they mature, they'll get those vibrant colors. But now, at this point in their lives, they're just trying to almost lay low from other predators. They're not very streetwise, and yeah, just trying to lay low with those bright colors that would attract other predators. As I was driving down here, I had these 3 ellies walk down to the water, so they just got here. Gonna have a bit of a drink, maybe even a mud bath. And what's pretty awesome, just off to the right, I'll show you now in the next clip, are the parents of those saddle-billed storks. So now you'll be able to see what they would look like when they fully mature. So here's what I assume are the parents of those younger saddle-billed storks, and you see how completely different they look. They have a lot more white on them. The black is definitely more dark, and then they have that red, black and yellow bill on them. I assume that's their parents because we're only a couple of 100 meters away from the pan that we were just at. And back to the ellies here, you can see the one's throwing some mud on itself. Oh, there, both of them go. And in this tree is one of my favorite birds that you can find out here in the African bush. And I wonder if you can spot it at this wide angle before I zoom in there. I'd be quite impressed if you did manage to spot it. But what we have here is a African fish eagle, very similar to the American bald eagle, but the white extends further down the chest and it's just a little bit bigger in general shape. But what I can imagine it's doing here, this dam we're at, Wild Log Dam, it's drying up very quickly, reaching deep into winter, so the water's a little bit scarce. And what's happening is there's not enough room for all the fish to live together, so there's fish that's been almost pushed aside, and this fish eagle just waits. And also the water becomes very shallow, so this fish eagle just waits, and when it gets its opportunity it will dive down and try and grab a fish. Some of our South African viewers might know this bird very well. Might have been able to tell it just from the sound it was making in the previous clips there. This is the Hardida ibis. I'm not sure what exactly they're doing there with each other. Could be grooming each other. It's quite interesting behavior that they're doing there. It could even be a bit of a territorial dispute now that I'm watching more of this. Oh, that's a absolutely stunning bird there, that adult saddle-billed stork. But what I think I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to head back towards those lines. The sun is actually about to set, and I'm sure they might start getting active as it cools down. So these lions have decided to get up and active now. This is just an awesome scene. There's something different about watching lions in the daytime and watching lions at night. They always seem to be more, I don't know about comfortable, but more at home with each other. And these two lioness just watching and seeing where their pride members go. Probably shortly follow afterwards. You can see those nice prominent black markings behind their ears. Now lions are partially colorblind, so they see in shades of white, grey and black. And those black markings for them really stick out, so it helps them stick together as a pride, note where each other are while they're hunting. There's the one gets up. This is quite awesome to have the Mbiris pride back around this area of the reserve. I think it's quite a bit of a statement. I wonder if they were actually raw tonight. But the last couple of weeks the Nauru pride has been putting a lot of pressure on the Mbiris. They've had these altercations. They've had the Nauru pride have come up even as far north as Manor House Pan, and even a little bit further north than that. And the Mbiris have been almost shoved to the very far north of the game reserve. Now it seems like they've built the confidence again to come back down, which is amazing. It's quite interesting that there's no cub here. It does seem like the young pride male and one or two other females are missing from the pride, and then as well with the cubs, so they most likely have just split off for a little bit. We didn't pick them up this afternoon, but we did pick up the rest of the pride, and we'll continue seeing what happens as this Mbiris vs Nauru saga continues. But it's great to see that the Mbiris have reclaimed some of their territory back. It looks like these lions have bedded down again. We've waited here for quite a while and it doesn't seem like they're moving too much. So this is where I'm going to bring this virtual safari to an end. Thank you all for tuning in. It was an amazing afternoon. It was incredible just to leave the gate and the lions were there waiting for us. And then headed off for a bit while they were lying down. We got some amazing bird life today. An awesome sighting with the ellies. And then got to show you both what a juvenile and an adult looks like of the saddle-billed stork, and then came back towards the lions and got them active again, walking for a little bit. Now it seems like they're bedded down again. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you all on the next virtual safari.